Tape Deck Media.
Welcome to an all-new episode of the Panel Picks podcast. We're back. It is me, one of your hosts, Dan Bublich Jr., and with me, as always, is our other host, Jeremy Plum. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. If I'm being quite honest, I'm a little hungover. Last night, my twin and I were celebrating. It's our birthday weekend. Monday is our
Monday's
birthday.
The big birthday?
Yep. I turned 30, and on Friday I had on Friday I had some friends over and we played D&D. And on Saturday I went over to my twin. They were having a party at a bar, and I had a couple of drinks, and I didn't have any water.
Or you had a couple too many drinks, maybe.
I did have a couple too many. I did a little bit, but Then I woke up and I got to read some comics and then honestly beautiful weather. So I can't ask for a better birthday.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Yep. Yeah. Well, we're back, and we had to take a little 2-week hiatus. We do apologize for that. It wasn't a planned thing, but just full disclosure, I was moving. That was part of it. And then we had a scheduling conflict because of my job. I've just been the last couple of weeks been pretty busy. Yep. And then last week we couldn't record because it was Easter Sunday, and you apparently had things to do.
I mean, all our family was getting together, and we were, trying to make it work. Yep.
And then we were going to try to record Monday, but I was just too busy because I had just moved into my apartment, so I'm still trying to get settled. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can tell that I just moved into a place because there's literally nothing on my walls. It looks very boring compared to my background before.
That's fair.
Hopefully next week, by the time we record, I'll have some stuff up on the wall, and it'll look a lot better. And hopefully we won't have all this. I don't like the way my background looks right now, but I didn't want to skip another week. So
of course,
here we are.
Woo-hoo.
Here we are. That's right. I did not get to do a lot of reading this week, obviously, because I moved, and so I'm trying to get settled. I did read a couple books though this week.
What'd you read?
Well, I read Prague #1. It was a book that we talked about when it was coming out, and actually so far it's really good. It's about a queer deprogrammer. That's why it's called Prague. So they go and find people that they get hired by families to go find a loved one and retrieve them from a cult and then deprogram them after being rescued from said cult. So it's a very interesting concept.
Yeah, that sounds a lot of fun. Awesome.
So I read that. I just got that this week and I read it. And then the other book I read is actually a local shout out that I want to do real quick, to the Colorado area. And this was a recommendation from Taryn at my comic book shop, Grand Slam Comics. She recommended this book called Hot Fudge Sandwich by Brockton AF and Nelson Hazard. And I got it here. That's what it looks like. The cover.
How about it? I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's it's an anthology of just little stories.
For those who are listening, it is a darkly kind of like watercolor paint, and it's a panda, a black and white image or black and white comic. And I do love a good black and white comic, and those pages look stiff. Looks like a lot of fun. All right.
Yeah, it is. It's a bunch of different little stories in there.
I like
some
that.
Cool art. It kind of, as you read it, it's kind of like, was this an acid trip or? But it's just a fun little book there. So thank you, Taryn, for that recommendation. And
awesome.
It's by Doom. I'm not sure what it's CVLT and then American Weird LTD. So I don't know if you can get that on their website or If you're in Colorado, maybe at a local Colorado comic book store. I know you can get it at Grand Slam because that's where I got it.
Well, if you're in Colorado, go to Grand Slam. Is what I'm hearing.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, if you're specifically in Loveland, Colorado,
Denver, drive down to Loveland.
Exactly. What about you? Did you get to do any reading this week?
I've read some books. I got really into X-Men, so I've been watching '97 and the original show. I'm like on season 2 of the original show, and I've been catching up on all the new episodes. And I go like, oh, I get it. Like I think I finally get the X-Men. Like I've been trying for years. I go like, oh, this is cool. Okay,
I like this for you. I like this for you.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm an episode behind. I need to watch the newest episode. I've been watching it. Yeah.
I'm caught up.
I know that this is the newest episode's based off the story arc Love Death. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for some more Storm and like Forge. I'm excited. This looks cool. Yeah. Is the new episode good? Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Another show that I've been watching, which the last episode was just the very ending was just like, oh my god, was Shogun on FX. Oh, it's really good. My only flaw with it is that you have to pay attention because a lot of it's in subtitles.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm a multitasker a lot of times, so I want to do other things while I'm watching TV. I can't do that with the show. I have to pay attention, or I'll have no clue what's happening.
That's fair. I am a Nicole. Sometimes my partner, they hate watching TV with me because nope. Everything is off. We sit and we watch it.
You're an all-in guy. I like
I'm
that.
All in.
Good. That's how it should be, though. You should be trying to enjoy that and not be distracted by other things. I'm terrible about that.
That's very
easily distracted by my phone, or I'll read comics while I'm watching something.
That's fair.
And I'm really more into the comics. That TV just becomes more of a background for me.
If I'm reading, it has to be quiet, or else I can't like pay attention. Like I'm in my little in our little guest bedroom, and I was reading the Fortune Finders, an IDW Dungeons and Dragon book. I bought all 4 issues a while back, and I hadn't had time to just sit and read it. And so I was like, well, this is a good morning. I'll read it. And like I said, I think I've mentioned it before. D&D comics have been hit or miss for me. I rather absolutely love them, or it's just a kind of a bland walkthrough of a module you can get at home. There's no team, there's no group. It is a single person figuring out something about themselves. And it is the art is fantastic and crisp and clean and also adorable. Like there's a turtle, which is the tortoise race for those that don't know. And turtles don't get a lot of play in D&D. They should. Thank you. This tortoise is adorable. He's like old and cute, and I love it. It's a great book, and it got me excited with some of the books that are coming out this week.
Yeah, because there's a D&D book coming out
from the same team. That. Yeah.
Yep. Actually, they've been doing the Saturday morning adventures too.
Yes.
D&D, which I'm way behind on reading, obviously, but I've been picking that up.
I need to watch the show. I would really like to watch the show in order to read the comic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I wonder. I don't know if you can find it, but honestly, that'd be cool if you could.
Yeah. On streaming, no. On YouTube, yes.
Oh, well, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, it's funny you brought that up because it made me think of toys and stuff. Because in the time that we haven't recorded, one of the things I did, and I talked about on this before the show, or before we had to take the hiatus, is that I took a bunch of toys and sold them, or tried to sell it. I set up at a toy show, took some comics and toys and stuff. I didn't do terrible. You know, I did all right. I didn't do as good as I wanted. But then, you know, was what I did with the leftover toys. I'll probably take the comics and try to sell them on eBay or something. I haven't decided, but the toys I just took down to my comic book shop and I was like, hey, what would you give me for trade?
Nice.
So I just took all my leftover toys, some Funko Pops and some action figures there, and they gave me some credit. So
hey, nice.
It's good because now I'm not going to have to pay for comics for at least a month.
Hey, that sounds fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, it was cool because I immediately picked up a Macho Man Randy Savage action figure, like a bendable action figure.
I'm gonna trade in all these toys for a toy.
I know. I was like, oh man, but I couldn't help it because it was Macho Man Randy Savage.
No, you had to.
The figure looked really cool. He looks really sweet.
Have you been watching WrestleMania?
I have not. I was busy yesterday doing other stuff.
I missed it too. I heard Jason Kelsey is in it.
Well, it's on again today, and it's you know, it's on Peacock, so you can literally catch up and then continue watching it. And I might do that. I haven't decided if that's my plan yet or not. As we do record on WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. I'm seeing family, and then after that I'm gonna go watch Godzilla. So I'm probably gonna have some time and to catch up on WrestleMania. But this week there's some stuff. There's some
some stuff. I'm excited about some stuff. I was looking through and there was a couple different things that I was pretty excited about.
What got you excited?
Well, there's a couple different books that got me excited. Let me pull up my list because I actually I had a show last night, and when I got back to Denver, I was down in Denver.
Yeah, you recorded a special.
Well, that was on Thursday. We recorded Live in Loveland. That went really well.
Nice.
We sold out the venue. All the comics did great. The footage looks pretty good, so that should be really good. But then last night I had a show in Denver, and when I got back, I stopped at a bar over by because I moved to I'm pretty much downtown Loveland now, so I'm like walking distance to downtown. But anyway, I digress. I went to the bar and had a couple drinks. And while I was sitting there, I was going through what was coming out this week. So I did my homework last night because I knew we were getting up early to record.
Yes, that's fair.
But one of the things, do we want to do this how we usually do it and break it down by company, or do we just want to jump right in and just do we want to just be random today?
I want to hear what you're into.
Dead Weights is one Dead Weights number 1.
Really?
Ahoy Comics. That's something that got intrigued my interest. It's interesting because the description is it's a buddy comedy about 2 unlucky henchmen trying to make their way in the world. Dead Weights takes a hard look at what happens after the fight when the villains are tired of being villains and the heroes aren't as heroic as they want you to think. You know, so it just sounds kind of fun. Like I like
heard
that
about that. Yeah. That's not one of the Minor Threat books, is it? No.
Minor Threats has got their own. Although Minor Threats just had a new book come out.
Yeah, there's been seeing a lot of Minor Threat stuff, but that book sounds fun.
Okay. Well, Minor Threats is fun too. If you haven't read it, Patton Oswalt writes it.
Yeah, so, I'm way behind on that. I'm just gonna have to go and pick up some trades and just kind of keep going. Like I said, we were talking about D&D. Thief of Many Things is coming out.
Yep, that sounds so fun.
Here's the thing. I'm liking. I think Zeb wrote the Rick and Morty book, and I'm gonna be Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons book, and I don't like Rick and Morty. I saw the first 3 seasons. I saw the first 3 seasons, and I went, "This is good." And then I was like, I was hoping for more, and I never got more. Like, yes, there's more episodes, but like
the Rick and Morty D&D comic
are so good. Because it took the things I like about the characters of like of Rick and Morty, but removed the nihilism and like the lack of stakes, And then also it was a great love letter to D&D. And it made me ask, what is wrong with 4th edition? And I looked up a lot with 4th edition, and I go, I honestly think 4th edition looks kind of fun, but not as D&D.
Yeah.
If you called it
that
something
reminds me. You've been reading Lord of the Rings role-playing books too.
I have been. I got it as a birthday gift, and I went, oh, whoa, this is really cool. And it came with a huge map of like the Shire.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm going to frame that. Also, really cool side tangent. The Lord of the Rings role-playing game only takes place between the 20 years gap between Hobbit and Fellowship.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yes. And if you open up the map, it's all hexagonal grid, sure, but every hex is a day's worth of travel. And for what I'm looking like, I think if I'm going to play it, I'm not a rations DM or you got to eat in D&D. But with Lord of the Rings, I go like, I think you kind of have to.
Well, you definitely have to eat in in Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. You got to have
that's
second and third and fourth and fifth breakfast.
I've already talked to Nicole, and I was like, hey, if I'm the DM's called Lore Masters, like, can we make Lembas and get in costume and do the whole thing? Like, if we're doing this, we're going big with this one. But yeah, I love role-playing games. I love D&D. And like I said, the comics have been really good. Like the Zeb books have been good because again, it focuses on just individual characters and the mischiefs that you can get in D&D. Like second issue, somebody was trying to stealth and they were climbing on a chandelier and it fell. And it felt like in not a boring way. I was like, oh, I know what checks they failed. Like they passed stealth, but they failed strength. And cool, this is fun, but also the hook of like the story beats of why somebody would be finding about themselves is engaging to a reader that knows nothing about RPGs. It's a phenomenal book, and they're also only ever 4 issues because they're miniseries based, and it's a great read. I recommend.
Yeah, I love the miniseries or the short runs like that, where it's only 4 to 6 issues, because then you for me, then you get to rotate another book in the rotation.
Yeah, like I'm almost done with Avengers Twilight. I go, great, I get to throw another one into the pile. What's another book you're excited for?
Well, I'm not so for me personally, but I just thought they're worth at least throwing out there because, they're probably going to be, if you're, we talk about a lot of the comics that we like and everything, but if you're, maybe you're looking for a book for your kid. And this week we have a Hercules #1.
I was about to say, is it Hercules? Yeah.
Yep, it's Hercules based off what that looks like the Disney Hercules. Because Dynamite has been doing a lot of Disney stuff. In the last year or so. So looks like it's going to be fun. Another one that looks like
actually
it could be fun.
Second thing about that Hercules book, it is he was a Daily Show writer. The writer of Hercules was a writer for Daily Show with Jon Stewart and also Mystery Science Theater, the Netflix era.
Oh wow.
Mystery Science Theater. So honestly, like I've been kind of curious about the Disney comics.
And I've been reading. I'm behind, but I picked up and was reading Darkwing Duck, and I was having a blast with it. It was fun.
Pick up Hercules, like sure,
just check it out, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Another one that looks like it could be cool is Jim Henson's Labyrinth, the archive edition.
I didn't know about this.
That's coming out this week as well. I'm not sure what because it's the archive. It's we all know. I mean, most people know the story of Labyrinth, so you already kind of know the plot line.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it's a new edition of the Marvel Comics adaptation, essentially. This is being adapted by Sid Jacobson.
Okay.
With enchanting artwork by John Buscema. So I mean, this is the first time it's been available in over 35 years. So that's kind of a cool thing. So
nice.
So it's not an original new story or anything like that. It's just a new edition. Which, I thought that was kind of cool. That
nice. I like that. I like it when they've been re-releasing ROM. They've been re-releasing Micronauts. Marvel and DC are re-releasing Amalgam. So,
and of course, another. Well, it's kind of a kid's book, but I know a lot of dudes love this. There's a new My Little Pony coming out this week as well.
Yes. Honestly,
what do they call them? Bronies.
Yeah. Honestly, all the IDW not crossover license books, I have not seen a bad IDW book.
Yeah, they're doing really good. They're doing really good on stuff.
Yeah, like the D&D book is that, the Sonic the Hedgehog is that. My Little Pony, I've not met a My Little Pony comic reader. If you are, please comment. Tell me if they're good.
I bet you would enjoy them.
Probably.
I feel like you could be a brony.
I actually did watch a lot of My Little, like back in college. I had nothing else.
And then when I say that, I'm not saying that as an insult for people listening. No, I know but just in case somebody's listening.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of Friendship is Magic back in college, and then I, like most things, I just go like I dropped and I move on to other things because my attention span's not the greatest. But it's fun. I totally I almost picked up a My Little Pony comic for Endless Summer because I thought all of the IDW Endless Summer books were
the Endless Summer stuff was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. But I looked and they were not connected, and I was like, okay, well, that saves me from buying the D&D Saturday morning and the My Little Pony beforehand. There's a lot of reprints, but I think the last book that I'm really excited for 2 is Cabinet. Number 3, I've been lukewarm on Cabinet this time. Like, the art's amazing and beautiful. The pace of the writing has not hit me yet, so I'm kind of waiting that hopefully like issue 3 things kind of like click with me. But honestly, the covers have been beautiful, the art's been great, and it was like,
so if it doesn't click, do you continue getting it, or do you let it go? And the reason I ask this is because I kind of have OCD when it comes to collecting, and if I don't like a book, sometimes it's still hard for me to take it off my.
I don't know if it's a mini or not. If it's a mini, I'm gonna keep going. If it's not, like, here's the thing.
That's a good way to do it. If it's not a mini and you don't like it, drop it.
What? Because like I was really excited for the new Captain America run, and I read the first 3 or 4 issues, and I went, I love the writer, and I think the art's fine. And I was like, I wanted to love this. I wanted this to be my book. But I was like, nope. It didn't hit me. You. So I dropped it. And that's fine. I will probably send them back to my comic book shop and go like, hey, hopefully somebody else can love them. But yeah,
I just didn't.
Yep, I just wasn't that guy, and I'm sorry. And then also Miss Marvel Mutant Menace number 2 comes out this week.
Both should be fun.
That one has been clicking with me right away. And if you are new to Miss Marvel, or you want to try it, or you want an X-Men book without all the baggage, honestly, yeah. I recommend it. Like, it's issue 2. Issue 1 is probably still out, or there's going to be a reprint.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Totally worth getting. Speaking of reprints, this week is just mostly reprints.
Yeah, coming out. There are some other number ones. Did you see there's a Spawn-ish spinoff, Rat City?
Rat City. Yeah, I thought that was a Philadelphia spinoff, but yeah. Rat City looks interesting.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I used to be into Spawn when I was in high school when it first debuted and stuff.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't. And I was I was a fan of the TV show, but I don't know. I haven't got into Spawn in a long time, so I don't know if this is something that I'll personally pick up. But if you're a Spawn and you're into this, Spawnverse, you're probably going to enjoy this.
It's a guy with the Spawn powers who wasn't dead, so that seems kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I got cooled off on Spawn real quickly lately after Todd McFarlane got super into AI art, and I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
that tracks.
I don't blame you on that one though, because we don't need.
Yeah, And like, it's weird that Todd's saying that because you left Marvel because you weren't being respected as an artist.
Yeah, right.
Like, what? I don't. All right, fine. Go make your Batman toys.
Another one that I thought looked kind of interesting. I'll have to like look through it, but I don't know if I'll pick it up. But is Uncanny Valley comes out this week.
Yeah,
which it looks fun. Written by Tony Fleecs, art by Dave Watcher. So that was one that I kind of looked at. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to put it on my list, but I'm definitely going to pick it up because I'm a fan of Tony Fleecs.
Okay,
I love a lot of his stuff.
Okay.
He did
Nice.
Stray Dogs, Local Man.
Yeah,
couple of my favorite books.
Did he do Feral?
Yes, yeah. Which I picked up. I haven't read it yet, but
I have volume 1 of Stray Dogs, and I need to kind of sit down and read.
That was a fun book. Cool. I really like Stray Dogs. Yeah,
okay.
It was cool because Rainbow Comics in Sioux Falls, which I'm sure if you've been there, haven't you? Because you've been when you've been.
Yeah, okay. I've never been to Rainbow. I've never been to a comic shop in Sioux Falls though.
You never been to Rainbow?
No. Every time I went to Sioux Falls, I never drove.
Yeah. I just assumed you would have went. Well,
I would have loved to. Yeah,
you should go. Rainbow Comics is one of the coolest comic book shops. It's been around forever. Okay. Like I went there when I was a kid. Anytime I went to Sioux Falls, but anyway, they commissioned a cover from Stray Dogs.
Really?
Because Tony Fleecs has ties to Sioux Falls. So yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. Yeah, but that's a fun book. So that's a throwback, I guess, if you will. If you want a throwback recommendation this week, Stray Dogs.
The Stray Dogs. Tied to one of the artists worked on the My Little Pony comics for a while. But yeah.
Yep.
Also, it's if you're into it, I think I might check it out. Edge of Spider-Verse. There's a new issue of Edge of Spider-Verse, and what it looks like is a kind of anthology where like each this is number 3. Issue 2 was kind of a Weapons 13. So what if Spider-Man was in the Weapons X program? And this one is Star Spider. It looks like a cosmic Spider-Man with Web Weaver as a backup story. And Web Weaver is a fashion designer who is also a spider person. Honestly, I like the idea of a Spider-Man anthology where you get all of the variants together, and they're small, they're possibly low stakes books. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, those are the books I'm most interested in.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I was looking because I wanted to double check something on Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
I was just looking to see. Yeah, actually, I think you said it's because you said it was written. It had some of the artists from My Little Pony. Tony Fleecs is one of the artists from.
Oh no way!
I wanted to double check and make sure I was right on that, but that's what I thought. That's why I was like, it was definitely because that's kind of one of the things he was known for.
Nice.
Was that?
I might read that today. I have volume 1. I got it as a gift.
I really liked it. I thought it was a great book.
Nice.
Or a great series. It was a great miniseries.
Okay.
A lot of fun. It's I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a fun book.
And is Feral a direct sequel or
that? I'm not sure about that. I'm going to look real quick to see. I don't think it is. It's definitely the same style of art.
So
for at least the covers the covers remind me of the of Stray Dogs, but let's see. Nope. I don't think it doesn't look that way.
Okay.
It does not look like it's not like a sequel or a spin-off or anything like that. It looks like it's its own original story. So
awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
Good stuff there. Well, I think we should probably wrap up. We'd be interested to hear what you guys are looking forward to this week or what you read this week. You can always email us at panelpicspodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on all social media, Panel Picks Pod. Let us know what you're reading. Tell us what you're excited about. Chew us out if we miss something.
Yep.
It's funny because, like I said, Taryn listens to the podcast and she's been giving me a lot of crap the last 2 weeks because time I go to get my comics, she's like, how come there wasn't an episode this week? And so she gives me a hard time, which is great. But I was just going to say it's funny because it's good that we have that interaction. That's what I was saying. Yeah. If you have a complaint, you can complain. She can complain directly to my face, because that's another thing. Sometimes I go in there and she's like, I was surprised you didn't talk about this. And I love it. I love that engagement. That's my point.
If they want to chew you out, if people want to chew you out, where can they chew you out?
Well, you can chew me out directly at Debub Comedy on all social media, or you can go to debubcomedy.com and you can send me a message there. Or maybe you can just come to one of my upcoming shows where you can see where I'm at debubcomedy.com, and you can come chew me out directly to my face. What about you? Where can people come chew you out? Or where can they come be friends with you? I'm the one that's getting chewed out.
Yeah. If Plum Jeremy on every social media except for X. And yeah, most of my upcoming shows are in Omaha. So if you're in Omaha, let's hang out. And if you're not in Omaha, hopefully we get to hang out soon.
Absolutely. Well, until next week, Panel Pickers, keep supporting your local comic book shops.
This has been a Tape Deck Media production. Thank you for listening.